This motherfucker has arguably the best weapons in the league, and is consistently shitting the bed.
He has to absolutely ball out this year. He may have to go work at IHOP. Now, moving on, Derek, I wanted to go to another specific kind of pressure that I mentioned. Specific players who have a lot to prove this year that they are actually NFL franchise players, that they could play in this league. I have one off the top of my head. That's a huge one.
I want to hear yours first.
I think an absolute ton of pressure is on Trevor Lawrence.
Yes.
A ton of pressure, right? Not to win. We know Jacksonville ain't going to do that. But he's been injured. When he's playing, he's not looking great, throwing a lot of interceptions. His play calling is, lax to begin with. I think there's a lot of pressure on him as a former number 1 overall pick to go out this year and maybe steal a few wins for his team, right? Show the league that, yes, I am a franchise quarterback. Yes, I know I have good weapons on my team, right? You're going into this year with Hunter, and you're going into this year with Brian Thomas. So he's going to have a lot of receivers out there. I think there's a lot of pressure on him to perform, to show that, yes, I'm still the number 1 pick they drafted, and that, yes, I could still be a starter in here.
Yeah, I agree with that one. I just think, obviously, I don't think they're going to mark it out if, he has a bad year. I think, for this, I would have to see, teams that would have to mark it out. Say, if this player doesn't do good, get him the fuck out. I don't see Jacksonville. I see Jacksonville's going to keep Trevor Lawrence no matter what, based off the fact of this, is that their team is in a rebuild. And even when they weren't, the best of teams, Trevor Lawrence brought him to the playoffs and won a huge playoff game. So I feel like it's hard to put him there, but I do get what you're saying.
I get it. So I have another one, but I wanted to see if you have a player in specific that has a prove it year.
Oh, well, one of mine is a given. I'm going to go get to him later. But this one, I think, honestly, it's for 2 factors. Injuries and his last wide receivers who are coming up in age.
Okay.
Tua
Tagovailoa.
Tua turned the ball over. This motherfucker has Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and Devon Achane, who is actually fully healthy. Everyone is fucking healthy. Tua has to have an outstanding year this year. I don't give a fuck what the case is. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if he breaks his arm or something. This motherfucker has arguably the best weapons in the league, and it's consistently shitting the bed.
Yeah, I like it performance-wise, right? There is a lot of pressure on him. I think there's a lot of pressure on McDaniels as well.
Yes.
You can put them in tandem, right? If the Miami Dolphins absolutely suck dick this year, I think McDaniels gets canned.
Yeah, I think Ross cans him and then trades Tua.
I will say, outside of performance, I think if Tua does get another concussion, I think he has to call it a career.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of pressure on him not only to perform, but to protect himself too. He has to be aware of this, right? You can't take another massive hit, right? If you're running the ball, slide for the love of God.
Use your karate classes.
If you have 3 guys unprotected coming after you, don't just hold on to the ball and take it like a little fairy princess. Fucking go to the ground, live to fight another day. So yes, I do like that one, Derek. I'm going to go to another quarterback.
Okay.
Consistently, people say this guy is one of the best talented quarterbacks in the NFL, and he has not won shit at this level.
Okay.
Justin Herbert. I think this kid, and we can all agree, we always say this, he has all the talent in the world, right? We put him a couple of years right up there with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. We really did. Yes, he had a new system last year. New coach, Harbaugh. They played well, right? They were right there on the precipice of making a playoff spot. Denver beat them out. That's okay, right? He improved his team dramatically this year. He has some new weapons.
He has Keenan Allen back.
He's Keenan Allen back. He has Lad McConkey. They drafted a receiver. I forget his name. Apologies for going blank there.
I don't know his name either.
They also signed Najee Harris. He has to absolutely ball out this year.
Yes.
There are absolutely zero ways about it. No excuses. No excuses.
I can't I'm so happy you said that because most people actually hate how people shit on him as much as like he gets, but he deserves it. This motherfucker has one he has great arm talent. Mind you, sometimes his arm gets ahead of him and he is inaccurate. But he has great arm talent, and now he had the system for a year. He now has Keenan Allen back. He has Ladd McConkey, and he has another good young wide receiver. And Najee Harris in the backfield. Mind you, they did lose their tackle. I believe Slater is out for the year.
Yep.
But there's still no excuses. I don't give a flying fuck if your tackle is out for 2 years. There is no excuse whatsoever.
Yeah, and I don't want to sugarcoat it, right? Because he's a young kid, 27 years old. He's still got a lot of NFL career left to him. You're dealing with one of the best minds in football with Jared Harbaugh, right? He did. So I also don't want to discount that as well. Like he had a bad year last year, right? Like we say this as if he was horrible. He still had 3,900. You know, he still did throw 23 touchdowns to only 3 interceptions, which is tremendous. I don't want to discount these things. However, with how much people speak about you, with how highly people regard you, with the type of talent that you have, and especially where you are within the league rankings of Q, after a while, you got to actually bring your team to a new level. You have to do it yourself. Even if the team is trying to pull you down as best as they can. You know they're going to be playing good, close football games. So you know what, Herbert? This is your year to go out and win those football games.
I don't think I've seen Justin Herbert win a playoff game.
I don't believe so either. I know he made it. He made it twice, lost twice.
He lost to Jacksonville.
He lost... shit.
I can remember that because they were...
Yeah, wasn't that the game where Jacksonville came back from like 28?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a really bad one.
And then the other one was them losing. He might be 0-3 because I think he lost last year in the playoffs.
He lost to Houston last year in the playoffs. They lost 32-12.
And Ladd McConkey absolutely went off that game, and they still lost.
Yep, 32-12. They really didn't have a good offense. They only had 211 passing yards. So I mean, look, it's come time for him.
Yeah,
he's got to show that he's the guy.
Yeah, and obviously, I do want to stray away from the Justin Herbert hate. I want to go to the old-fashioned hate that I love to give, Mr. Caleb Williams.
Okay. See, this is a little fucked up, this one, because I'm not sure if I agree with you.
All right, this is why I'm saying Caleb Williams. Obviously, this is his second year, his sophomore year. Obviously, his rookie year wasn't the best. We could both agree on it. Horrible decision making. Motherfuckers doing a step back 3 and throwing the ball. Yeah. He was being idiotic. And he was in a game they could have beat the Lions in. He didn't call a timeout. I understand that could go down to coaching. I understand that. But that's also, you're a rookie quarterback. You should look at the clock and be like, all right, hey, I have hands. I could call a timeout. He's made a bunch of fuck-ups this past year. In his rookie year. Obviously, rookie. I understand that. But you have a lot of weapons. DJ Moore and Odunze. Let's just say that. These two very good guys. And then they drafted Loveland, who, when I saw him try to catch a pass on preseason, I wanted to shoot myself.
Look, I don't want to... Look, I was at the forefront of Caleb Williams hate, right? So I'm not going to just sit back here and say that I'm his biggest fan or anything like that. He had a mediocre first year in the NFL. 3,500 yards, 20 TDs, 6 interceptions. So not terrible, right? That's honestly, good enough for a lot of teams. Fumbles. Where's fumbles? I'll look into it. Fumbles. Where's fumbles? 10.
It's a lot of fucking fumbles.
It's not great. Look, he had a mediocre year to begin his NFL career. I will say this, however, right? The Chicago Bears did an absolute ton to enhance his career moving forward. They went out there and they traded they traded for one of the top offensive linemen in the league from the Kansas City Chiefs. They signed a massive offensive lineman in free agency, giving him one of the biggest deals in NFL history for an offensive lineman. They drafted another offensive lineman to the point that you mentioned. They have a lot of targets for him, right? I'm not going to discount all that. This is a very big year for him to go out there and prove why he was the number one overall pick. He's got to be a little bit more poised in the pocket. His decision making has to improve. The only thing I'm a little weary about is that it is going to be a complete new system. They did fire their coach last year, mid-year. If I'm not mistaken, it was directly after that game. They didn't call the timeout.
Yes.
So it may take him a few weeks preseason training camp to try to get into it. I don't love that one by you. However, I can see what you're putting, right? If this kid sucks, absolutely blows this year, you have a point. Then they may have to start looking elsewhere. However, if he has another mediocre, say it's just because he's learning the system, he's improving, little by little, the team improved itself, blah, 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 so be it, right? Then year 3, then the pressure's on. Year 2, I'm not going to put it on him completely as of yet. However, that's not going to stop me although for absolutely roasting his shit week in and week out.
I do have another one. It kind of goes down to, well, it's 2 factors, in my opinion. So this team that I'm going to go with is, because I don't know who their starting quarterback is, but this is a huge year for this person.
Okay.
He's on the Colts.
Okay.
And his name is Anthony Richardson. I'm only, because obviously his 2 years that he's been in the league, he's been injured like a motherfucker. Shoulder and head. That's all I remember from him.
Yeah.
So, obviously he does have the arm talent. We both can agree he has a very, very good arm. But this year, he has to prove that he's at least something. And not a waste, honestly.
Yeah. No, I'm going to straight up completely agree with you. When he plays, he's ass. And when he doesn't play, he's always injured. If you get beat out in any situation on any team for the starting quarterback job by Daniel Jones, your career's over, brother. Pack it up. You're not good enough. You shouldn't be in the league. Maybe a backup somewhere. Maybe you can go fucking be Josh Allen's backup where you're never going to see the light of day on the playing field. Who gives a shit? You suck. So if you don't perform, if you don't beat out Daniel Jones to be the starter, I know he got injured in the game. It was just a little fractured pinky. Big whoop. Get the fuck back up. If he's not starter week 1, that's a problem.
Yes.
That means you sucked enough where Daniel Jones overtook you for the starting job.
That would be fucking bad.
That's all that needs to be said on that.
He might have to get a therapist if that happens.
He may have to go work at IHOP.
I don't think they would hire him.
Okay, maybe a McDonald's or a Wendy's.
He'd somehow find a way to hurt his shoulder.
Yeah, that's also true.